Hey guys, this is Marti Belle, and you're watching AMBY. It's gonna be awesome.
You start off seductive?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Oh, how are you?
I also have to use the microphone, right? That's okay. Cool. Well, but we're doing the outtakes first.
I feel like we're rolling.
That's how they start. Are we rolling? Okay, yeah, we're rolling. We're
Hello,
rolling.
folks. I would like to welcome you to my interview with the lovely Marti Belle.
Hi, it's me.
It's you. I'm so happy you were finally on.
I know. We didn't think it was gonna happen this weekend because I was not supposed to be here.
You were not.
And literally 2 days ago, things changed, and so here I am, and here we are.
I was driving into Illinois, scrolling through. I saw you on Instagram. I was like,
Well, because
holy
Prazak
shnikes, she's here.
put the poster out at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but I saw it and I was like, okay, so I have to wait till the next day because I was sleeping.
Of course.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back at Shimmer.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you here. Feeling good about the matches? Ready to kick
I
some
am.
booty?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I had a really fun match today. So the last year has been last year and a half has been a little different for me. I haven't just been doing wrestling, so it's nice to get back to just being a wrestler. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And dabbling into a bunch of other things. I'm going
Yeah.
to get to that.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get in it in a moment, but
Let's talk about it.
what was that
Yeah.
like for you? Just kind of going out of your comfort zone, doing all these
It was
different
super
things?
weird. It was really challenging, and that's the one thing that I know I'm going to definitely take away from this year is I did so many cool things and so many different things I never thought I would do, like things that have always kind of interested me, but not. I feel like I'm being so vague about this, but I mean I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth a little bit. But it's been real fun, and it's challenging, but it's like a good kind of challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that something you always look for then, like a challenge, just so you're not kind of stagnant all the
Yeah,
time?
because it gets boring, or it gets like when you're having the same match, you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. What do you have to look forward to?
Yeah.
Nothing. So it's nice to set challenges or know like, well, I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months, but fuck it. Let's go, you know? So am I allowed to curse on this?
Ooh, yes. Go for it.
I knew that already.
Well, growing up before you really got into wrestling, you would play volleyball
I
and
did.
also varsity
Softball.
So
Yes.
when you got into those things, what was that curving point for you where you're like, I'm kind of going to ditch these and I'm going to go straight into the wrestling aspect?
So what happened was I started playing volleyball when I was pretty young. I'm from the Dominican Republic, so everybody plays baseball or softball. Like, that's just what you do. So I went into that, and I played that as well. And then when I was done with high school,
Yeah.
I decided to pursue acting. So I went to acting school, and fun fact, not all actors are athletes. So my school did not have any teams. And so that's when I was kind of like, oh, man, like, I guess I'm done. And my coaches were so upset.
Really?
Because they were like, how are you going to a school that has no teams? When you could, like, I mean, I graduated, like I was ranked pretty high as a volleyball
they're
player.
almost like you could have your pick.
Yeah, they're like,
Yes.
go. Like, and I was just like, no, I'm not interested. I'm just going to do this. And so I kind of made a choice without even knowing I was making a choice at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And I know that you come from an absolutely massive family and like something
do.
like 20 plus cousins on your mom's side.
Yeah, so my mom's side of the family is ginormous. I'm one of 5 kids. We're like a incredibly blended family. I have one brother who's my mom and my dad's, and everybody else, which is half. But I mean, they're my brothers and sisters. Like, those are my brothers and sisters. But then my grandmother had like 20-something grandchildren.
Wow.
Like, we've lost count. We've like sat and like tried counting.
And it's just like,
And
oh.
every time we find somebody else, we're like, oh, is that I don't know, is that a cousin? And my grandmother was so welcoming that she just like had, like, everybody was her grandchild. So like, if you like showed up at my house, like, she'd feed you and clothe you, and like you are hers now. Like, you're her Canadian granddaughter. So
Okay.
there's just so many of us, but we're all super duper close, and they're amazing.
I know with certain families, when you do something different, like for me, so many of my cousins, they went to university and that's what they're doing. And I chose this path where it was like right out of high school, I decided to do this. So for you, your family's thoughts, and I know they're super supportive,
Yes.
but like having that cousin that's wrestling all the time.
That's like the cool thing. My family is so proud of me. Like, my siblings are so proud of me. My mom, my dad, and everybody. I've been very fortunate because I know you hear a lot of people, especially in wrestling, that are like, no, like, what are you doing? That's dumb. And even like when I first started wrestling, my sister was like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, all she had seen was like, you know, bra and panties matches, and she was like, you're not doing that. Like, that's not what you're doing. And I was like, no, things are different. Like, that's not what wrestling is anymore. And so they, like, after that, it was just, I think it takes, I'm sure your parents can understand that, where it, like, you want to make sure your kid's okay.
Of course.
At the end of the day, that's all you care about. You want to make sure they're happy, but you make sure they're okay. And so they're worried, but it, I think it's working out so far.
It all works.
Yeah, it's so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Americanisms, right?
Well, not too long ago, we saw you participate and compete in the Mae Young Classic, and I just loved seeing you enter the ring because you could not hide how damn happy you were.
I was just talking about that to somebody recently. So I was completely fine, like getting, being there. I was completely confident. I felt really good. Then, it's my turn to get into the ring, and I was fine when they were like from New York City, represented the Dominican Republic, and that's when I was
hit you.
And then I'm like sitting, like I hate it because every single picture of me out there is me trying not to cry. Like all the screenshots they made of me going like, so attractive, but it was just such a proud moment for me. My parents still live in Dominican Republic. I'm a dual citizen. I'm a Dominican citizen, and it just, like, that's my home, It's my Spanish is my first language, so like it just meant something huge to me to be able to represent DR in the tournament. So it was my first time in a WWE ring, so that was also pretty.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal, but it was pretty awesome. It was an amazing experience.
Did the emotions at first kind of like just overtake you and you couldn't even focus?
No, it was like I'm there, like I'm a big tough girl from New York. I got this, and then I'm just like bawling. So yeah, makeup retouches, all the fun stuff. It was such a good experience, and I wouldn't trade that whole like weekend or that whole week for the world. So,
well, congratulations on the whole thing.
Oh, thanks.
Of course. Well, just circling back to how we kind of kicked things off, you being super talented in a bunch of different realms. There's so many things that I wrote them down because it's like ring announcer, wrestler, backstage correspondent, TV host. You've just been dabbling into so many different aspects.
Yeah, it's been, so talking comes very naturally to me. It's just something I've always enjoyed. It's weird when I tell people, like, when I was a little girl, I was super shy. And I was like the kind of kid that if you looked at me for too long, I'd start crying.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm really sensitive. Like, it's really not hard to make me cry. So, like, getting into wrestling was, my parents are still like, are you sure? Like, I'm the crybaby of the family. Like, that's what I'm known for. So, like, I've like found this like tough girl in me that I didn't really like realize I had. And then getting to do all of these different things has just been so cool. Like, yeah, I've hosted a TV show. Like, I've hosted my own live show. Like, I've hosted events. Like, it's really cool. And there's so many things that I've been able to add to my wrestling resume and my life resume. Like, maybe tomorrow I'm going to go be a sportscaster. I don't know. Like, I'm going to be a weather girl.
You have the option.
Yeah, I have options now. So I am really thankful for being able to do all these things. And I did it in such a short amount of time. It wasn't like it's literally been like a year and a half of just craziness. Yep. So it's exciting.
It's insane.
It's nuts. It's nuts, but it's cool.
When it comes to being in front of the camera, do you prefer being the interviewee or the interviewer?
I don't know. I like talking about myself, so I like being interviewed. But I also think it's interesting. Like a few minutes ago, I feel like I was asking you so many questions because I also find other people very fascinating. So I want to hear. Like, I like interviewing people. I love what you do. I love that you go back and you like research things. Like, that's really important. It's not just why did you like wrestling? When did you start wrestling? What's your dream?
Train?
I'm like, dude, Wikipedia. Like, you Google it. But like things like this, like these are questions that people don't ask. So
Thank you.
I like it. I enjoy both, I guess, is the right answer. That was a really long answer, but both.
I mean, you were complimenting me, so I'll take that.
Yeah, you were like, what? No, stop. Yeah, so.
I absolutely love following you on social media because you send out some just super honest tweets. So I have a couple here that I would love to hear a bit more about.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. So the first one is, when I see someone walking around in full camouflage, I want to jokingly bump into them and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't see you. But the New Yorker in me tells me that could end very badly.
So, and I'm not talking about somebody in uniform. I'm not talking about like somebody from the military who's obviously in uniform.
Of course.
I'm talking, so that tweet happened. I was in the train station in New York City. I just got in New York this past weekend. And I saw this guy, and he was wearing these, like, big baggy, like, camouflage pants and these big baggy shirt. And so, obviously, like, there's no way that you're going to miss that dude. But I just thought it'd be really funny. But then I'm like, he's probably going to fight me. So I decided not to.
Maybe if there's someone smaller.
Yeah, maybe if it was like a kid. But then he would understand. So, yeah. No, I thought it was silly.
Well, the other one that I liked was, I woke up and started watching funny videos, and now everything is hilarious to me. So I declare today will be a good day.
Yeah. Like, sometimes, like, usually I feel like most people, I try to limit myself at night, especially before going straight to bed. I usually try to read, or like I'll go on BuzzFeed or something, but I try to stay off social media. I try to stay off I think it just helps I don't want to see something that's either going to bother me or maybe it's going to keep me up. So I try to stay away from that. But when I wake up, I usually grab my phone, check out what's going on. And then sometimes, we were just talking about this. It's really weird. Maybe this is a little off topic, but you ever are just, I don't know, driving or walking or it's early in the morning and you just get this feeling that it's going to be a good day?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just wake up and it's
You just wake up and you're like, I'm going to have a good day. This is going to be a kick-ass day.
Yeah.
So that morning, I just watched really funny videos, and I just couldn't stop laughing. So
when it comes to watching videos online, do you kind of gravitate towards a lot of dog ones? Because I know,
please,
not just from downstairs, because there's an adorable pup downstairs, but not just from knowing that, you tweet about dogs, you say how much you miss yours.
I do. So. I miss my dog so much. He's got a great dad, though. His dad takes really good care of him. So I love dogs. I don't know. They're awesome.
I have to show you photos of mine. They're
please.
Yeah,
I wish
afterwards they totally will.
Do I have my phone up here?
I don't know if you brought it.
I think I did, but I love my dog. I love animals. I just in general. My father's a veterinarian, so it's very easy for me to fall in love with that. But it's a really weird story I'm going to tell you. Not many people know about this, but when I was younger and I grew up with my grandmother, we had a pigeon.
Okay.
It was super weird. So the way that our apartments were upstairs, they were air conditioners, and so there must have been a nest upstairs, and it must have toppled. Toppled? Is that even a word?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yep.
I have trouble with words. So the egg hatched, and there was just this little pigeon out there. My grandmother took it in, and named him Georgie. It was actually called Georgina at first, and then we thought it was a boy. I don't know how she realized this, but she decided his name was George.
Okay.
And so she raised this little pigeon. And it was super weird. She let it out, and every night it would come home. It's the weirdest thing. There's one picture of him. He would come back every night, and so he lived in our kitchen. But then during the day, she would open the window, and he'd go outside, and she would get so mad at me if I forgot to leave the window open for him. Eventually, he stopped coming back, so we hope that he found a wife, and now he has his own children. Yeah, but it's just really weird. I forget about that, and then I'll remember that and be that's the weirdest thing that my grandmother had a pigeon. We had a pigeon. And so, but that's just the family that I grew up in, where any animal and every animal is important. And so that's where my love for animals, but dogs. Oh my God.
Dogs.
I love them. I love them so much. My dream is to have a big farm so I can have a rescue.
That's my mom's dream.
Yeah. I've already said I'm going to have to either live in Texas or in Florida. I love the beach, so probably Florida. Just so I can have land and
everywhere.
Let them play all. It's my dream. It's my dream.
It's a good dream.
It's a good dream.
Yeah.
Me and your mom can open up our own sanctuary.
Yeah. I'll just visit once in a
while.
while.
That's fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
You can come visit us. I'm into it. I like it.
Well, I have to mention Twerk Team because yesterday I interviewed Raylene and she was just saying how everything came together, and it was you guys would just show up at shows randomly wearing very similar merch. The next thing you know, you're just shaking your booties in the ring.
So originally when it started, it's when I first went to TNA and I was doing all the cheated print stuff, and I was well, that's a really cool fabric, so I'm gonna get it. And then there's only so many spandex, spandex cheetah print. So eventually we had all the same gear. Where things got really weird was when I left TNA, went back, I was switching to more of an urban look. So I got this graffiti gear. I didn't even find it. My gear maker found it.
Okay.
I show up to a show that me and Raylene, I think we were facing each other. And I was like, what are you wearing? She's like, oh, this is my new graffiti gear. And I'm like, I swear to you, I literally just got a message from my gear maker. She found this gear for me. She's found this fabric. She's making me this gear. And she was like, well, that's freaking weird. Yeah. And then we just started tagging.
just like that.
We're it's so crazy too. Raylene is such, to know her is to love her. If you don't like her, I'm going to punch you in the face because you're an idiot. She's just so sweet, and she just, grows on you. And I don't know, we just had such good chemistry. And then it started off, just so silly, but, I had so much fun, and I left her. She's mad at me. She brings it up all the time because I moved away, so we stopped teaming. But I would love to bring Twerk Team back just so that we can, hang out. I don't know. It's just fun. That's why I do. I miss her. That's why coming here is always so fun because I get to see everybody, and she's one of the girls I get to see, so it makes me really happy. Yeah. Plus, at her wedding, she had a taco bar.
Really?
Yeah, she had a taco bar.
That's awesome.
So we're best friends, basically.
Yeah. Of course.
No, I like her. Yeah, she's great. She's amazing. She's really cool. She's awesome. So.
What is a go-to dance move for you?
I don't know. I grew up dancing, so I feel like when we would like shoot on cams and stuff, or like get ready for the TV show, and we would like nail something, I always did this really bad twerk, and the boys hated it because they're like, "I'm so uncomfortable. Please stop doing that." So I think that's probably my go-to is like a really bad twerk. But I mean, I actually can dance, so like I don't know. I love salsa music, so I'm a big like salsa fanatic when it comes to that. But yeah, probably the bad twerk.
Bad twerk.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. It's like it looks like I'm like breaking my back. It's really weird. I'll have to show you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Do I want to see it?
I don't know.
It sounds so bad that it's good.
Yeah, no, it's really uncomfortable. Actually, just watch like any of mine Ray Lynn's matches. You'll see the bad twerk because it was never good twerking. It was always just really uncomfortable. You're not supposed to like me. I'm not gonna give you the good stuff. So
That's
fair. But it's fun. It was a lot of fun. She's a good. She's a good.
She's a good one.
She's a good. You fill in the blank.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I'll leave it up to you.
I'll leave it up to you. That's on you.
You mentioned salsa music there. So what are some other genres or bands that you were super into at the moment?
It's really weird. So I grew up with my grandmother. So I didn't grow like everybody. Like, oh, you're from New York. You must love hip hop music. I'm like, no. Like I didn't grow, and it's not that I don't like it. I just didn't grow up listening to hip hop because of my grandmother. Like I discovered, I was a big like nu metal head. Like I love nu metal. I still do. I still listen to a lot of like. I feel like my playlist has not really updated. I feel like I listen to a lot of stuff I listened to in 2002. So I listen to a lot. I don't know. I listen to a lot of. I love going to concerts though. I love going to concerts. I listen to a lot of Spanish music. A lot like Spanish rock, but like even like I listen to a lot of Spanish trap music.
Okay.
So that's just gotta get real hyped sometimes. You know, when my best friend and I are getting ready to go out, listen to some Spanish trap music. And I lived in Ohio for a few years, and I got into country music.
Really?
Yeah. Which everybody's always like, I like everything except for country. And I'm like, I used to say that, but I didn't even know what it meant. I just knew that I was like, yeah, I don't like country music. It's stupid. And then I started like listening to it and I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So it's really weird. I have like the craziest playlist. Like, you know how Spotify does like your daily mix or like your daily mix? Like my 6 daily mixes are like nuts. Like if I do have my phone here, we can read those off because they're pretty ridiculous. Like,
is it like by genre? Because mine's weird too. I have like an 80s one, then I have a singer-songwriter like chick one, then a 90s one.
Mine is definitely by like genre, but still like it'll be weird. Like it'll have like Wisin y Yandel, J Balvin, Bad Bunny. That's like one, and then you go to the next one, and it's like Carrie Underwood, Blake Shelton. Then you go to the next one, and it's like Il Nino, Shine Down. Like it's just weird.
Yeah,
like
it is weird.
Yeah, like Mudvayne and Seven Dust. It's just weird. It's just really weird. Like I don't know. I definitely can't be like, oh, I don't like that music. I'm gonna listen to it and then I'll figure out what I like. So yeah, really long answer.
It's a good answer.
But it's a good answer. Okay, it's a good answer. So
it's acceptable.
It's acceptable.
I'll let it pass.
It's like A-okay.
Yeah.
It's like A. Okay.
Canadian.
Canadian.
How about if you could have one band play you down the ramp into the ring? Which would that be?
Oh gosh. So I got very lucky when I was in TNA that we were able to use an original song. That was pretty cool, being able to use doll parts. I don't know, you know, I think Metallica?
Yeah.
Which I feel like is such a, like, oh,
seriously?
Everybody wants Metallica. Yeah. So I got to see them live. My ex-boyfriend, Matthew Justice, is Justice, obviously. He's a huge Metallica fan.
Oh, my.
And so he took me to see Metallica twice. We saw them one time. It was crazy. It's the craziest thing. So we saw him one time at the Orion Music Festival, but then he won, like, they were doing this like weird thing where like for like their Metallica like club fan members or something, where they basically entered you into like a lottery and they told you like the day of like you won tickets to the show.
Oh.
And so we ended up driving from Ohio to New York because we found out the night before.
That's crazy.
And it was nuts. And so it was at it was at Webster Hall, which is this really tiny club in New York.
I've been there.
And they were like, well, you've been there. It's not a big club.
No.
There were less than 1,000 people in there.
Oh, that's so
It was like
what an experience.
It was insane. And just after watching them live, I'm like, this is the truth. So maybe
That's
some Metallica.
sick. I mean, like that'd be so badass. You just walking out.
You
so loud.
Yeah, I know that's also always been like his dream is to. He doesn't use Metallica for his entrance music, but it just like I know that would be like I wouldn't take his dream away from him. That's all. That he can have that, but
you can borrow his dream.
Maybe we can share it. Maybe we'll get back together just to we did team up a little bit where I basically was managing him. So maybe we'll do that.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm into that. So it's out there now. Universe, make it happen.
Make it happen.
We'll see. You'll check back in like 5 years and be like, oh, okay, that worked. That was interesting. So we'll see what happens.
Our follow-up once we do a few rounds,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It'll come in 5 years.
We'll come back, yeah.
Exactly.
I think so.
Well, just to wrap things up, I do want to leave it with the fans. Is there anything you want to say to all of those who will be viewing?
So if this is your first time watching me, thank you for clicking on this. It's probably her pretty face. I hope mine helped you stay. But thank you guys. That's I know I feel like people say this all the time where they're like, without the fans, I'd be nothing.
It's so true.
But it's true. Like, you guys come out to the shows. You guys buy merch. You guys come to the shows. You cheer for us. You boo for us. People are like, the promoter's like, oh, this person's worth having on the show, so we're going to keep bringing them back. And especially after the year I've had, I've just realized how much, long story short, the company that I was working for just closed down, and we were really expecting a lot of negative feedback online, or people just backlash. Like, it literally happened. The owner of the company did it like 3 days before our arena. Like, it's just crazy. So we expected so much backlash from people, but the people have been so amazing. Like, and it just like reminds you, like, okay, you know what? Like, people, even though they may not know who we are, like, they care about me. Like, it's cool. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And keep being awesome.
Keep being awesome.
Keep being awesome. Yeah.
I want to say thanks to you for
thank
joining me today.
Thank you. You are so awesome. I feel like I'm saying that word a lot now. You're awesome. That's the only word I know. But you are, because I think this is really cool. Like, I obviously, like, when I lived in New York, I worked with bands. I represented this record label. I'll tell you that's where the weird thing. But, like, I've done promoting. I've promoted clubs. I've promoted bands. I've done other stuff. And this is something that I feel like I always would have wanted to do. And you freaking did it.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. And, like, you're awesome. You're down to earth. Look at that pretty little face. So, and you're awesome.
You're awesome.
I really have to, like, 10 times out. I'm going to stop. Different word.
No, I like the word.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like it.
It's
you
an
like
awesome
it.
Word.
You're like, keep coming. What? Stop. But no, thank you for having me. This was really fun. And thank you for
come here. I'm so happy that this finally happened. Like, we've been DMing each other for a while. So I'm glad that we're here.
I was like, and I'm sure now, and like next week I'll go to Canada. And I'll see you now all the time, where I was like, oh, I don't know, you got to come to the US for us to do it. But thank you.
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope so. That's on the list.
It's going to be awesome.
It's on the list. I've never wrestled in Canada. I've only been to Canada once, when I went to Toronto.
Seriously?
Yep. So, Universe, make it happen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Bring her back to me, would you?
Come on, Canada. I like you guys. You guys are cool.
Canada's pretty awesome.
Canada's awesome. So, thank you.
Thank you. And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at alicia2.com for all exclusive interviews and features. See ya.